This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this.
Did you guys see the breaking news that Dana Carvey confirmed that he was in the turtle outfit?
I did.
When they did the prayer for 9/11?
Sometimes dreams come true, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's kind of a sensitive topic, but after 9/11, I was shooting a movie called Master of Disguise. After 9/11, we took an appropriate time off and went back to shooting, and I was playing, if you've seen the movie, kids, the Turtle Man with a bald cap and a weird thing on my lip and a big green shell outfit on.
Well, let me tell you, Dana, the rumor was, because I saw it on Twitter and I sent it to you.
I want to hear the
Just
rumor.
to clarify what they thought it was. They said, rumor has it when 9/11 happened, you were shooting actively in the morning and you heard about it in your turtle outfit, which isn't even a real story, but they thought it was funny you had the thing on, and that's when you heard about the
right.
historically
What happened was
terrible
they
situation.
obfuscated it because I was in it all that day, and then they said we're going to have a group prayer about 9/11.
Right.
And I couldn't get the thing. I would have held everyone up for a half hour getting all that prosthetic makeup on. So as I remember it, there was all of us, everyone else, civilian clothes. I'm dressed as the Turtle Man with the bald head, and I'm holding hands and I'm lowering my head and praying. I just thought at the moment, this is really strange.
It's very ridiculous.
Even if he had denied it, I'd still believe it. Of course, he doesn't want to admit to that.
Well, I mean, we did. Isn't that the stance we took? We were like, well, there's nothing that says it actually happened.
Right.
That's just like an urban legend. But we were like, you know what? We choose to believe it.
Yeah, we choose to believe it.
We were rewarded for our belief, boys.
So Mayes said this in the chat. I don't think Amin weighed in on this, but E from Entourage is not a repeat offender.
I don't believe he is.
I saw him at a restaurant.
A one-timer doesn't make you haven't repeated.
He repeated for me.
Just for you is what I said.
What does that mean?
No, but I think it spreads across. I think it repeats for everybody.
No.
I didn't see fucking Coolio in half these movies, but he's a repeat offender.
Coolio?
Wait, why are you saying it repeated for you?
Because I saw him. I was like 10 feet from him.
But that's not how this works. That's not the podcast. Your real life.
The podcast is life, guys. I don't know.
Cinephobe is live. Danny Rojas.
Careful, Mayes.
I kind of feel like Mayes is safe for this one, considering what we're about to go through in this.
Zach is really sensitive about Spanish. Have you noticed this?
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that if you speak Spanish or with a Spanish accent, it's super racist.
You're doing it with an accent as a whole. Look, LeBron got away with that shit for a while for Taco Tuesday.
No, that's different, man.
Why is it different?
You're comparing me to LeBron here. Got it.
Yeah, that's number one.
You shy away, like the scene with Pauly Shore at the bar. They're just speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
They are.
And you were like, oh, well, I can't touch this.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm not going to do the accent that you do when you say it. That's the thing. I'm just being careful about that. Look, I don't think we are careful enough about the racism towards Spanish speaking people and towards Asians. So I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the up and up here. Ally.
My question to you is in Predator 2, when one of the gangsters takes a huge whiff of cocaine.
That is El Scorpio. Put some fucking respect on his name.
I just wanted to hear Zach say the line.
El Scorpio's ready.
I could not imagine spending 3 hours on something that I didn't like after 10 minutes. You don't like it. You are a weird individual to keep watching. What are you, nuts? You dedicated a week of your life to dislike something? Get a hobby, knit something, go for a walk.
Previously on Cinephobe.
How am I supposed to go back to the me before all of this pain?
Excuse me? We're new in town and we've never had sex before. Would you give us a hand?
I would have rather seen his cock.
Away, Bobby! This episode in this movie exists.
You bet your sweet ass I saw a lawnmower man.
Oh, Teddy.
I'll call some guys from my neck of the woods. We're not talking, Brooke, about a couple of queens who know a few grapples. We're talking about Polacks that don't have a goddamn future.
You have a stupid heart and a stupid brain.
Regular Einstein.
You think I'm a coward? You're wrong. I'm not a coward. You're the coward. I'm not a coward.
I love cocaine. I do it all the time.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean like homosexual. I mean like...
I got nukes shooting out of my dick right now. I've got so many nukes.
Dick Nukem.
I mean, look at this buffet of ass.
Mouth to dildo, dildo to ass to ass. High branch, anal beads.
I'm the goddamn talent, Mayes.
Look, Gene, I've never told anyone this before.
My head!
But I can suck my own dick. And I do it a lot. 1038. This movie is shit.
You don't know shit.
Holy shit, bro. I had the same note, too.
I swear to God, both of you guys are the biggest fucking liars in the world.
Howdy.
You should have saved this for the train.
All right, au revoir, Lubin. Lisa, solide.
Oh, I mean, why don't you just be like a regular person and dream about regular threesomes? Like clones.
Give me some soul kisses, baby. Hey, beautiful. What? Oh, dang. Oh. My God.
I can't indulge this comparison to a person that Amin may or may not know in a movie that has nothing to do with this podcast.
That's some 20th century shit, bitch.
We will tangle ass.
Say hi to your mother for me.
And you will lose.
What's the end game? Okay, now everyone's dead.
What is fucking Spence from Ballers? Who cares what the end game is?
I am Wrath.
McCavity!
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast we break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper, that's Amin and that's Anthony Mayes. I always forget there's like a 9-minute intro between us laughing and me starting the podcast. Laboratory and Friends Network, Metal Lark Media, Top of the Lark. Leave a review. We got a flood of reviews. We got like 90 the other day.
Got a flood? Second time I've done that joke.
Yeah, they've been hitting the Apple stores. 6,092.
We got this one, Tippy Top of the Lark, CT5, Best Car Chases, Don't Be a Menace, File, Sweep It Fellas, Golden Dumpster, The Racist Door Chime.
Nigga.
If you're wondering what CT5 is, it's a tough transition. If you wonder what CT5 is, it's the additional podcast you're getting now, where we do a top 5 of certain categories. We've done What's Its Fuck? Worst dancers in Cinephobe history?
Yes.
And vehicles.
Here is a CD5 Golden Dumpsters in my personal record book from Foolish Killa. OLI, Bolo snapping his own henchman's neck in Double Impact.
Oh, my gosh.
Number 5, Vince Vaughn discovering the Russian nesting dolls in The Watch. Number 4, Al Pacino's Gamblers Anonymous monologue in Two for the Money. 3, Stallone singing Drinkenstein and Rhinestone.
Oh, I was singing it so much this last couple of days
Stuck.
because I listened to the CT5 dancers.
Number 2, Carl Weathers driving the Pontiac through the house in Action Jackson.
Same note, too.
And number 1, a scene that will play in my head when the serotonin hits my brain on my deathbed. Ice-T's upside down spinning helicopter shootout move in 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
I keep forgetting that he was in that movie.
Oh my God.
It's a really good diverse list from Foolish Killa right there.
That's a great list. Yeah. Wow. Make sure you're leaving reviews. You can leave stuff like that. You can leave suggestions. You can leave hopes for the daisy chain, because if you have a submission, submit it. Just a reminder, it needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. Daisy chain is deep, boys. Very deep. The deepest we've ever been.
Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain.
Always going to be the deepest it's ever been.
We had Liam Neeson month, which led to Blacklight.
It didn't.
Aiden Quinn took us to Practical Magic. Sandy Bullock took us to Speed 2 Cruise Control. Tamura Morrison, Barbed Wire, Clint Howard, The Waterboy. Brett Rice, Fled, Lawrence Fishburne, The Ice Road, Lawrence Fishburne, Event Horizon, Jack Noseworthy, Encino Man, Jeffrey Anderson Gunter, Don't Be a Menace. Tracy Sherrill Davis, Bringing Down the House.
Jones.
And now, what?
Tracy Sherrill Jones.
Why did I write Davis?
I don't know.
Because you're racist.
Huh.
But not against Spanish speakers.
Or Asians.
I think it was Asian. Clip it.
Now I'm using Eugene.
Doesn't that subvert everything that we said?
I'm using Eugene Levy to link us to the 1998 adventure comedy western.
Wow.
Almost Heroes.
Same genre too, bro.
Really? Wow.
Whoa.
Love when it lines up like that. Almost Heroes stars Matthew Perry and Chris Farley.
Sure does.
His last movie in a leading role.
At the time, Matty Perry was on Friends. He had Fools Rush In 1997, this movie in 1998, and then Three to Tango in 1999. Chris Farley's last featured movie and second to last movie in general. He had Tommy Boy in 95, Black Sheep in 96, Beverly Hills Ninja in 97, this movie, and Dirty Work in 1998.
Dirty Work, future cinephobe.
We get Bokeem Woodbine, Barry Del Sherman. And
Bokeem Woodbine, repeat offender, right? No?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Put your dick away. We're going to get to it.
Oh, all right, hold on.
And Robert Titter, Bokeem
It won't roll up.
is a repeat offender for Spencer Confidential, Mom and Dad, and 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Tickle those ivories, Maze. Barry is in Independence Day and There Will Be Blood. Bob Titter was in Volcano. We get our daisy chain link, Eugene Levy, a repeat offender from Bringing Down the House.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
We get Patrick Cranshaw from Nothing to Lose, Best in Show, MVP 2, Most Vertical Primate.
Oh, yeah.
And he's Blue from Old School.
You're my boy, Blue! You're my boy.
Also, Airbud, Bubble Boy, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
He had a weird run, man.
He looks like an old man in the early 90s.
Yes.
Like late 80s, early 90s. He just had a whole career of being old as shit.
Christian Clemenson, repeat offender from Armageddon. Stephen M. Porter, repeat offender from Leprechaun 5 in the Hood. Canon. And The Scout. Not canon.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Gregory Cruz, repeat offender from Cobra. Louis Arquette, repeat offender from Tango and Cash. John Farley, repeat offender from The Waterboy and Deuce Bigelow 2, European Gigolo, and Jack and Jill. Kevin Dunn, repeat offender from Snake Eyes. Tom DeKay, repeat offender from Swordfish. Scott Williamson, repeat offender from Hook. Jay Locopo, repeat offender from Speed 2 Cruise Control.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Harry Shearer from This Is Spinal Tap.
Voice of Mr. Burns, Smithers, Principal Skinner, Ned Flanders, Reverend Lovejoy, Kent Brockman, and more on The Simpsons.
Chris Anderson, repeat offender from Wild Wild West. Ann Fletcher, repeat offender from Bringing Down the House and Catwoman.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Scott Hislop, repeat offender from Wild Wild West and Gigli. Eric Heiler, repeat offender from Wild Wild West. Beverly Polchin, repeat offender from Hook. And Paul McMichael, repeat offender from Semi-Pro. A lot of repeat offenders.
Who are these people?
Lisa B. from Highlander Endgame and Bridget Jones's Diary.
Lisa B. changing her last name from
Barbusia.
Barbusia, there you go.
My goodness, by the way. Whew. Almost Heroes, directed by Christopher Guest.
Unbelievable.
Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, For Your Consideration, and Mascots.
Also acted in Spinal Tap, Little Shop of Horrors, Princess Bride, and The Invention of Lying, future cinephobe.
Oh, I love him.
This might be the most confusing decision in his career. A guy who's known for making fucking bangers.
Paycheck, right? It's got to be a paycheck thing.
It's a paycheck thing.
A studio favor thing.
It's the only thing that he's ever directed that was written by somebody else.
You can tell.
And most of his movies are improv. So it's completely different from anything he's ever done as a director.
It was written by 3 people. Your writing credits are Mark Nutter, did 5 episodes of Nurses, 2 episodes of SNL, and 2 episodes of Third Rock from the Sun.
Nutter butter.
Thomas R. Wolfe, 4 episodes of Nurses, 1 episode of Murphy Brown.
Hungry like the wolf.
And Boyd Hale, Late Night with David Letterman for 78 episodes, 7 episodes of Full House, 6 episodes of Fuller House, and 7 episodes of Nurses.
What the fuck is Nurses?
I don't
Why
know.
did the writers of Nurses team up for this movie?
Boyd, what the hell you talking about?
Synopsis for Almost Heroes. 2 bumbling explorers hope to beat Lewis and Clark to the Pacific Ocean as they race across America's western frontier in the early 1800s.
Yep.
Sure.
Tagline, Almost History, Almost Legends, Mostly Ridiculous.
When did Almost Famous come out?
2 years after this.
Okay.
$30 million estimated budget.
Crazy.
Grossed $6.1 million US and worldwide.
Hey, man, that green screen ain't going to pay for itself.
That fucking rapid. my God.
It's in the trivia, but they actually spent a bunch of that money trying to make it
Cocaine.
more realistic.
Oh.
Which is hilarious.
I thought it would be Matthew Perry and Chris Farley's cocaine.
Well, yes. They took their money and did that.
Oh, no. Hold on. There's some of that in the trivia.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Before we jump to this movie and you listen to the rest of this podcast, Almost Heroes is available on Hoopla and Tubi.
Oh, shit.
Or YouTube.
Oh, shit. I fucking rented this shit.
What? Bingo! You rented it?
Yeah.
It's on Tubi, man.
Wait till you hear my first note.
Almost Heroes receives 5% from the critics on 39 reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, 64% from the audience on over 250,000 ratings.
Psychotic.
64.
It's 25,000, not 250,000. I feel like that's important.
I mean, would you like the positive or the negative reviews?
People seem to love this movie. And doing my research, the videos on YouTube praising his underrated comedy, Chris Farley. Yeah, let me hear the positives.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow. Now that you mention it, it is half full.
Matt Easterbrook of Matt's Movie Reviews. 6 out of 10.
That's it?
Emmanuel Levy of EmmanuelLevy.com.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
3 out of 5.
Okay.
User, The Dark Side of the Moon P. 5 out of 5 stars.
Dark Side of the Moon P.
Goated movie.
My boy.
This era of movies needs to find its way back. Movies like this are timeless and still hit today.
It's timeless because it's a period piece. That's how that works.
User DB, 5 out of 5.
Cooper.
Doris Burke.
Now, no one's calling anyone a DB.
Screw all you people. This movie was gold. RIP to the GOAT of SNL.
My boy.
Blank User, 5 out of 5. A childhood fave amongst my family. The critics are wrong.
Why was this movie rated PG-13, by the way?
I don't know.
The ass?
Just because of that?
Maybe. Blank User, 5 out of 5. If anyone does not give this film a 10, they obviously don't understand sarcasm or Chris Farley.
I give it a 10.
Fucking 10. One of his best films that somehow slipped under the radar and should definitely be a cult classic at this point. Laugh after laugh through all the bizarre characters and comments in this film. One of my all-time favorites for sure.
I'm sorry. Maybe I don't understand sarcasm, but I've never associated Chris Farley's comedy with sarcasm.
David Spade with Chris Farley, where David Spade is sarcastic, sure. I can see that stretch, but not Chris Farley. I'm with you. Chris Farley is like weird noises, fall down, hit himself.
Oh, don't worry.
Which I'm here for.
Don't worry. I'll describe it in great detail.
Blank User, 5 out of 5. Best Chris Farley movie of all time, if you like Chris Farley, of course. I can't believe this movie received an 8 on the 2 meter.
What?
This is better than Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and even Beverly Hills Ninja combined, if you ask me. This movie was cleverly written and gives the spotlight to Chris Farley to do his thing. This movie will have you laughing from the very first scene all the way to the last scene. Very disappointed with other reviews on here.
Cleverly written and have you laughing are two very interesting comments.
Blank User, 5 out of 5. An insanely underrated Farley gem. Official review, 1 billion stars.
All right, so the Farley Hive has an agenda here. That's nice.
Blank User, 5 out of 5. If you like silly humor like Monty Python, you'll love this movie.
Yep, thought about Monty Python the whole time,
Like most movies of this type, it gets funnier the more you watch it. Anal retentive types need not apply. And then last one.
Loose buttholes only.
Blank User, 5 out of 5. Easily the most quotable movie ever.
Oh my God. I don't know if I could name a quote for you off the top of my head.
Well, I'll say in a lot of the other reviews that I did not include, there is just one quote that keeps being thrown around. We'll get to it at some point.
Okay.
I'm honestly like scouring in my brain, and I can't for the life of me.
Then you're going to be upset when I tell you what it is. Negative reviews.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Joe Helm of Seattle Times.
What the helm?
Unfortunately, Farley's unintended farewell is hardly memorable.
Harley Davidson?
Paul Tatara of CNN.com.
Tuna Tatara.
Yeah, I was going to say you brush your teeth to prevent Tatara.
All of the guys on the expedition are dumb, and they say and do dumb things in dumb ways dumbly.
Facts.
Accurate.
Ron Givens of New York Daily News.
Robin Givens.
Those Hallmark Farley situations when he bursts into apoplexy over some challenge or outrage seem unconvincing here.
Did they ever?
As for Perry, he doesn't show nearly enough charm or ego to be of interest.
He's not Chandler Bing, in other words.
He tries to be. Mark Caro of Chicago Tribune.
I don't Caro.
All in the movie have been encouraged to play up the cartoonish aspects of their characters, and they deliver punchlines like a series of elbows to the ribcage. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly.
Gunterman, Gleiberman, Glaberman, Globen.
Give it to me, baby.
There it is.
Despite his compulsion to trash everything in his midst, including himself, Chris Farley deserved better. Oh, fucked up, man. Two more. Michael Dukina of themoviereport.com. A virtually laugh-free comedy that puts a sad end to the woefully lackluster screen career of a talented comic.
I agree with everything other than the last two words.
What? You're an idiot if you don't think Chris Farley's funny. But you love Terry Crews. You're out of your mind.
Terry Crews is funny. Problematic, but funny.
It's okay, Zach. He filed Delta Farce. So
and I'd file it again before I watch this shit.
No, you wouldn't.
Taxi.
James Sanford of rex.arts.movies.reviews. So much for always leave him laughing. Had Farley known he had only one more film to make, it's hard to believe he would have picked this to be a swan song. That's dark.
Yeah, some weird ass comments, man.
It's really, really dark. We'll get a Means first note after these pre-recorded commercial messages. Listener, what's up? Zach Harper coming to you live from Just Making My Picks on Prize Picks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. For my money and your money, the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. Again, that's daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of players, including like pros and sharks, those people that really try to game the system and screw you over. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Basketball's here, right? So check this out. This is the cool thing that I love from Prize Picks. You can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports and leagues. So if you want to do like more Patrick Mahomes yards and less James Harden points, you can do that. You can do that combination. You can do any combination that they have on there. You just go to the Specials League. You want to play alongside people. Maybe you don't want to go it alone. Maybe you want to play alongside people. You can go to, I don't know, Meek Mill, Andrew Schultz. You find them in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. And best of all, Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have the player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks, the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So I'll tell you what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use the promo code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Let me say that again for you. You go to prizepicks.com/ding. You use the code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100 from our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Amin, what is your first note?
I rented this for $1.49.
$1.49?
$1.49.
Almost worth it. Almost heroes.
It's only available in standard definition.
Wow. Bizarre.
Maze, what's your first note?
Pretty pictures of the American West. Cave paintings riding horses.
My first note, Perry and Farley, cocaine budget must have been insane.
You know what I used to eat for breakfast? Cocaine. You know what I used to eat for lunch? Cocaine.
What'd you have for dinner? Was it cocaine?
I love cocaine. I do it all the time.
Zach, do you want to explain why you picked this movie, since you deferred picking it at the end of the last recording, made us wait all weekend, and then announced it 5 days later?
I just assumed it was terrorism.
Yeah, it's because Maze filed Bringing Down the House. So I wanted to find the least enjoyable movie we could have because you lied. Because you didn't like that movie.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, you didn't like that movie.
I did.
Like, why did you file it?
I was laughing.
At what?
There's a nice, hearty, long podcast where we're all laughing and talking about it.
I haven't listened to it. Timeline's fucked up. Terrible movie. Awful movie.
Salute to Juju Gotti, who supported me with a file.
I think he... terrorism.
It cut out whatever you said. I didn't hear it.
Oh, did it? I said he wanted to commit terrorism.
Oh, okay. I had a feeling because I caught the end of the ism right there.
Yeah. Oh, that could have been a lot of things. Yeah, I picked it to make us suffer for this.
Have you seen it? Had you heard of it? Was it just something that you discovered while doing your research here?
I had heard of it. I vaguely remembered it. I don't think I've ever seen it because everything in this movie was new to me. I vaguely remember Chris Farley with mutton chops. I maybe caught parts of it on TV here and there over the years, but yeah, I've never seen this movie before. I wanted us to suffer. I feel like the rental wars need to come back in some way. Well, apparently they did with Amin.
Yeah, Amin
of
enlisted. He volunteered.
What a weird price. I volunteer. When's the last time you used a compass that wasn't on your phone?
Never.
Never?
Yeah.
I've never used a compass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a real compass? No. I've used the one on my phone, though, a lot.
I mean, mine was definitely pre-iPhone, so maybe 05 or something like last time I did it.
What were you doing
Last time you started a fire, right?
In the woods.
Really?
Yeah, camping. I don't do this thing where you drive to the campsite and you set up a tent next to your car and shit. No, man, you hike up into the woods.
Really?
Set up camp.
You were actually going out into wilderness.
Yeah.
Almost.
We open with the credits and pretty pictures of the West.
Oh!
The music transitions on this opening music remind me of that ride Soaring California at California Adventures.
Oh, California Adventure, yeah.
We start off with a map and some male narrates position. For some reason, the closed caption said male narrator.
Oh, did not notice that, but I did notice the voice. I was like, oh, that's my man from The Simpsons. Because he sounds like Reverend Lovejoy right there. A less elaborate Lovejoy.
In 1804, President Thomas Jefferson commissioned...
No, Zach. In 1804.
1804.
They really hammer that home, and I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I also don't like the date before the month.
Oh.
I really hate that.
That's the European style, man.
I know, and I hate it. We won the war for a reason. It's to get rid of that. I hate that shit.
That was the reason?
Yep. President Thomas Jefferson commissioned Meriwether Lewis and William Clark to explore the vast uncharted territories of the Northwest.
Repeat offenders, the ship in Event Horizon.
What most people don't know, that there was a second expedition led by two other men, the drawing portraits of Matthew Perry and Chris Farley. What the fuck? Matt Perry looked like he was on a bender. He has cocaine eyes. He had Mike Ryan eyes.
Ugly pictures.
Men that may not have possessed the courage, vision, or intelligence of Lewis and Clark, but men nonetheless. Their story, such as it is, begins in Arlington, Virginia. 90-minute movie, 3 minutes until we get to something on the screen that isn't a drawing. Farley's being pulled out of a home by two soldiers. He says, it'll take more than a couple of fops to take me down, I tell you. And I looked that up to say, is that racist?
No, I don't think it's racist. I think it's something else.
One of the definitions I saw was a dandy.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
Right in that neighborhood.
Just do me a favor and supercharge that, Mace. Fops.
A woman spits on him. I hope Satan himself burns the flesh from your miserable bones.
Good God, lady.
I said this lady looks like a female Chris Farley.
Finally yells at the soldiers to leave him alone, and he walks up the gallows steps himself. I guess you could call him a gallows stepper. No?
I wrote, is this a Gallow Walker's prequel?
Wish.
It's funny because it took me a second to realize that wasn't him with a wig on talking back to himself. I said, oh, we're doing one of these again?
Oh, you really thought we had a clump situation?
Yeah, for a split second, and I had to pause it and rewind. I'm like, oh, no. Completely different person who just happens to look like him. Also, I don't think Chris Farley is funny at all. That's my first actual note about this thing.
You've never seen like Tommy Boy or Black Sheep?
Seen him, never laughed.
For Dirty Work?
I mean, it wasn't him that was funny. The movie was funny.
Interesting. Racism.
Amin, power rankings, or, CT5, Schneider, Sandler, Farley, Spade, Fallon.
Tracy Morgan.
We're just talking through Cinephobe history or in general?
In general.
Shit. Spade is one.
Wow. Least funny ever?
Funniest.
Throw Carvey in there too.
Oh, then Carvey's funniest. Carvey 1, Spade 2, and then, God, it's such a fucking...
Sandler, Fallon, Schneider, Farley, Tracy Morgan.
5-way tie for Infinity.
All right, he steps to the noose. He puts it around his head. Matthew Perry's being driven in a horse and buggy. Tells Bokeem Woodbine,
faster, man, faster, but not too fast. as much haste as possible while maintaining a tolerable level of comfort. A man's life is at stake.
Bokeem Woodbine ass off as he kind of cuts his eyes at him.
I wrote, I'm guessing this is the point Amin phobed it. Maybe the only thing saving it is Bokeem as the driver.
So far, yes.
A soldier reads from a scroll. On March 25th, 1804, Bartholomew Hunt, a tracker employed by the Army of the United States of America, was found guilty of drunk and disorderly conduct in the presence of an officer. Then later, he forced that officer to waltz with him through the crowded mess hall. Crowd gasps. Have you anything to say? Yes, I do.
When I am dead and passed on to the next world, I want you to lower me from these gallows and kiss my hairy buttocks.
I wrote the crime is actually a little funny. Mildly funny.
Yeah.
The fact that they'd put him to death over it. I smiled. I didn't laugh, but I was like, okay.
Oh, I don't think I laughed once in this movie. Spoiler alert.
You picked this, motherfucker. So just remember that. I did laugh. There was a scene where I actually laughed.
The crowd starts yelling, hang him, hang him, hang him. Just then, Matthew Perry arrives. He has a stay of execution signed by President Jefferson as Farley is hanging. He tries to lift Farley up, but knocks his own hat off. So he prioritizes the hat, lets Farley hang some more. And we cut to a shot of a turtle walking as Perry gives me some exposition.
Turtle.
Turtle, by the way. Ass on. I did not think that turtle was good.
He's not the only one ass on in this scene. So is Chandler Bing. I call him Chandler Bing in all my notes, by the way.
Oh, he's Chandler. He's absolutely Chandler because Matthew Perry only has one move. He's doing the dice thing too much this entire movie. I'm Chandler and I'm excitable and my wacky arms go wherever they want all the time when I move.
And sometimes I talk like this.
And it has nothing to do with the cocaine.
Mr. Hunt, I plan to be the first man to map a route to the Pacific, but I require an expert. Says, you want a tracker? Why'd you choose me? Why didn't you get William Clark? Don't you think I tried?
Misdirection.
Meriwether Lewis beat me to it.
I'm sick to death of those two. Lewis and Clark this, Lewis and Clark that. Well, we'll see who talks about them after we beat them to the Pacific. Then we'll see who gets invited to the finest parties. We'll see who's able to parlay their accomplishments into a political career.
Very strong Dave from Encino Man vibes.
The look on Farley's face here during this rant, that's one of a man who realizes he did not ask for enough money.
When the history books are written, Lewis and Clark will be but a footnote to a footnote. And I, sir, will be the note.
And then he falls off the wagon.
Oh, I get it. He fell, so it's funny.
I really thought he was going to get hit by a tree branch.
Or the turtle.
Or the turtle. Turtle would have done some kung fu on him or something.
At a party, he's still boasting. My hands will go rough, my teeth will yellow. I might even experience a general soreness in the joints. Yes.
General soreness.
This mission will be a treacherous one, make no mistake. We will face danger from savages and from bears.
Zach, I said, Chandler Bing giving us MVP bar exposition. Because this is exactly what the MVP bar is. It's people standing around with a drink and one person holding court with the conversation as everyone else quietly listens on.
100%.
These bears are wild, mind you, not trained carnival bears with little hats.
I smiled.
Really?
Just the fact the bears with the hats.
Mr. Burr, impressed by his courage for such an endeavor, says, my mind will protect me. I'm a man of science, a man of learning, a man who knows how to buy the finest books.
A man who doesn't know how to shut the fuck up.
Fear will be our breakfast and stark raving terror our daily luncheon. Eh, Mr. Hunt?
Cut to Farley stuffing his face. He talks with his mouth full.
I wrote, Farley's housing a steak like he's smetty.
I thought it was a turkey leg.
Oh, it's a lobster.
Good callback there. Excellent callback.
Oh, Chopin.
Chopin. I said, oh, I get it. It's funny because he's fat and he's sloppy and he's eating.
He's eating like a slob.
And so he says, I'd be more worried about the bingos than the bears.
I just replaced it with natives for all my notes.
I replace it with bingo every time. Because that's what bingo is. It's a seat filler.
Guardians, guys, come on.
That's a funny baseball joke.
It's common knowledge that when the Guardians capture a white man, they will split open his head, pick out his brains, and eat them with the crudely fashioned fork.
They're horrified. Have you witnessed such atrocities, Mr. Hunt?
I've, seen the forks.
Mr. Burr brings a bottle of whiskey to Farley.
And a crystal decanter.
You seem like a man who appreciates good whiskey.
Farley fears inebriation will cause him to forget his manners in such fine company.
Good God, man. I'm not talking about getting blind drunk. Just meant for you to have a taste.
Well then, taste. It shall be.
He chugs and he gargles the glass.
He does the kombucha girl face.
Ah,
he's like,
not bad. bad.
Pours it all over his face, burps, tosses it shatters.
Oh, I get it. It's funny because he's fat and he's sloppy and he's drinking now. And he's drinking and it's everywhere.
Well, I did like the fact that as he's chugging it, he does turn his head and give a nice little smile and then goes back to it. Cut to him waking up in the barn.
Now, I felt like this was a missed opportunity to cut to him being embarrassing at the party.
I thought we were going to get him dancing around with another man.
Oh, there you go. That would have been a nice callback. But just something about misbehaving at the party, not waking up in a barn.
Running around the house with a pickle in his mouth? Is that what you were looking forward to?
Misbehaving a little bit? That's not that kind of comedy you get on the show Nurses, though.
The barn is the only suitable place for a man in his condition, and Farley blames the whiskey.
Blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the
Chandler says he regurgitated into the harpsichord. Leave your keys on the divan on the way out.
Apologist says he should go. Perry says he can't go on this journey without him. Offers him full partnership. And they negotiate from $100 to $150.
$100 in 1804, worth $2,500 today.
Ooh.
I didn't think that was that much.
That is not as much as I thought it would be. Yeah.
The way that Chandler frantically scurries 5 feet to cut him off, it's like he's on ice. He has no traction with the ground. All of his limbs are just flying all over the place.
See, Amin is so anti-Farley, and I think it's stupid and unfair. Matthew Perry is so painfully unfunny.
Oh, don't worry, sir.
The thing that kills me, though, is that it works as Chandler. Like, I still think that Chandler is funny in Friends.
Yeah.
Nice clip it.
You white, then you Ben Affleck.
I think he's funny for the show.
Because everyone else wasn't.
Right, because it's deployed in contrast to the other characters.
Because the other option's David Schwimmer.
Sure, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, Ross is such a piece of shit. Yeah, I hate that character more than anything.
Who do you got, Ross or Dave from Encino Man?
Oh, I was about to say the same thing.
Or Preston Myers? Farley isn't paying attention because he is horny watching two pigs have sex.
Oh, I get it. It's funny because he's fat and sloppy and likes watching barnyard animals fuck.
Hell, paid good money to see this on stage in Louisville. 19th century, wench. Of course, there, the pigs were dressed like the king and queen of France.
Ah, costumes, legitimate theater. Cut to St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis.
Clean shaven, blue. Looks strange. It's weird to see him.
Looking for Leslie Edwards, aka Matt Perry. It's been his lifelong dream to see the Pacific before he dies. He wants to go with them.
How old is this dude for real, though, man?
Ageless.
He's ageless, yeah.
He's permanently 85 years old.
Is he alive?
No, R.I.P. Blue. You're my boy, Blue! Dust in the wind.
An old bag of bones like you wouldn't make it 100 yards upriver.
On my worst day, I could still beat the stuffing out of you, you puffed up crow's cock.
No, you couldn't.
I know. Please take me with you. I must see the Pacific. Can you deny an old man his dream?
I cannot and I will not. Farley says horse's ass and Blue says turd. Perry says help us load up the boats. He says sorry, can't do. I'm an old man. Farley brings over Eugene Levy.
He's got amazing D'Artagnan facial hair.
Yep.
He's hired as the interpreter, Guy Fontenot.
He opens his mouth and instantly I wrote ass off and Louis Pinnock for Eugene Levy.
Yep.
He's a good looking dude here.
Swarthy.
I mean, he's a good looking dude in general, but yeah, he's swarthy.
The D'Artagnan works. That's definitely him growing it too.
I think so.
Because Hidalgo, Kevin Dunn later, that is the complete opposite. He didn't grow any of that shit.
You must be Guy Fontenot.
Guy!
I am.
He's mastered all the Guardian languages.
From here to the Pacific. Who told you this? Why you did? In your letter.
Ah, the letter. Then it is the truth.
Eugene Levy has an amazing capability of using his eyes to communicate.
It's the eyebrows.
CT5 eyes.
He does an amazing job every time. And it's the same move, but you know in the context, it means something different.
Yes, absolutely.
So in this context, when he says, you know, you did in your letter, he realizes, oh shit, I told a terrible lie.
It's a bugging and a side roll, right? Like not an eye roll, but like a side back and forth of like, I'm searching for how I'm going to get out of this.
Yes, yeah.
Guy wants to know which boat they'll be in. Farley says he wants to bring his wife, and he told Guy he can't. She's not my wife.
I buy her. Belongs to him as property.
I got nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't know where this was going.
Yeah. Did you feel relieved when you found out she wasn't black?
No, it just was a different film noir.
Oh, he owned a different type of person. What? Oh, you thought it was going to be like a barnyard animal?
No. I was expecting that he's purchased a black person because of the time and the way he said it.
Yes.
And then it wasn't a black person, but it's still the ownership of someone. And so,
Yeah.
it was just different. It wasn't a relief. It was just a.
No, it was. Exactly. Oh, thank God.
Well, I got kind of smitten with it.
Yeah.
What a good looking person.
Hey.
It's a good looking guardian.
Hey, Zach.
Lisa be horny.
Simna too.
Simna
bro.
Once Chandler sees her, he gets horny and agrees to let her come along.
She appears at the 12-minute mark. Keep that in mind. That note will come up later.
And Guy threatens to gut him like a pig if he looks at her.
Yes. I'll see if I can work that into my speech. That's what I said. Lock Eugene in for Louis Pinnock and ass off. A little bit later than a meme, but same note too.
Golden Dumpster, them trying to look at her, and he kind of catches them and they look back at him. I smiled.
But Matt Wilson.
No, not yet.
Well, that happens later.
Yeah, too soon.
Am I too soon?
My next note. This has been a long 12 minutes. Priest blesses the journey, asks for love and tolerance and spreading the word and gospel to the ignorant, godless savages who await them.
Guardians.
Perry wants to address everybody. He says, men, we're about to embark on an unprecedented adventure to the great Northwest. Unfortunately, Lewis and Clark have a 2-week head start, so time is of the essence. We will be pushing up the Missouri.
At the end of the prayer, they all do the cross. Bidwell doesn't know how to do it. He's trying to cheat off the guy next to him.
Yeah. Who also didn't know how to do it, by the way. They say, what, against the current? Might it be easier to go down the Mississippi instead of up the Missouri? Yes, it most certainly would be.
They want to go to New Orleans instead. They start raving about the food and chanting New Orleans.
Oh, hold on, guys. Did you want to know the top quote from this movie?
Oh, boy.
The food alone is worth the trip.
That's the top quote.
That's in all the reviews.
You know what's funny?
That's the most quotable movie ever.
I had an idea what the quote was after I thought about it.
Oh, really?
It was not that one.
The food alone is worth the trip in all these reviews.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right.
These two NOLA guys are ass off.
The guy's chanting New Orleans.
Yes. Everybody starts chanting New Orleans. Any man who is too cowardly to share the greatest adventure in our young country's history and would rather experience the decadence of New Orleans, well, go right ahead.
So they all hop in the boats, hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Disembodied voices.
Farley shoots a gun in the air. Next man who leaves for New Orleans will do so with a lead ball in his back.
Everyone in the boat.
What about them? They'll be dealt with as they all rowed away. It's all right, they escaped.
Higgins is playing bagpipes on the boat. Perry says his music is a welcome addition. They're following the map of trapper Pierre LeBlanc,
which is on an animal skin.
He explored the Missouri in 1792.
Asked Farley to tell them what they might encounter. What I remember most were the animals. Ah, the animals.
Fearsome beasts of the mountains and plains. I seen a bear so powerful that it snapped a man's body in half with his huge jaws. I seen a badger with paws as big as frying pans. Now that'd rip your face right off. Right off. There's nothing you can do with that. You just ripped it off. Once there was a hawk that swooped down from the sky. And plucked a man's eyeballs out of his sockets. Ow! Ah! The fellow was screaming, I'm blind! I can't see! Oh, God! I can't get it off! I can't get it off! Twice when I was fishing.
Hunt! I think you're scaring the men.
I think it's best they know. Gives a man courage to know what he's up against.
Whatever funny part of Chris Farley, and funny's in quotes, that isn't being fat and sloppy is all about his delivery, which is deliberate and then followed by a demonstration. Example.
Once there was a hawk that swooped down from the sky and plucked the man's eyeballs out of his sockets. Ow! Ow!
Sounds a lot like your Stephen A.
No, it's nothing like my Stephen A.
Well, it's definitely not a Chris Farley, but I appreciate the formula that you pointed out. Yes, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
It's a lot of noises. It's a lot of physical comedy.
But I'm going to say something in that weird delivery, and then I'm going to demonstrate it with a lot of noises and physical, like grabbing my face and contorting myself.
Hey, Amin, what's your favorite quote from Larry the Cable Guy?
Get her done.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
What? Hey, I didn't say he's funny.
I did think of in a down by the river.
Yep.
So many times in this movie.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for him to say that that's where he's sleeping.
Especially as he kept mentioning the river. The river.
Maybe that was just a little nod, you know?
Higgins sees an animal and screams. They all panic, start shooting. We can't kill it. We're all dead. It's only a squirrel. He's got something in his hand. More shooting.
Cut to camp. Perry's journaling. 31 May, 1804.
He's got a quill in his diary.
We're now spending our first night in the wilds. From this point on, hardship and deprivation will be our constant companions.
We see that Bokeem is pouring in bathwater in a kettle.
The Wild is spelt like Olivia Wilde's name, and I was trying to remember what Olivia Wilde's...
Cockburn.
Yeah, there you go.
Our first night in the Cockburns. The water's nowhere near as hot as Virginia.
Bokeem wouldn't know. He just finished washing his privates in the ice-cold river.
I think I'll wear my paisley robe this evening.
I mean, not to be a stickler, but what's preventing him from warming up his own water as well?
He's a slave.
Yeah.
He's warming up water.
Probably not allowed to.
Yeah.
All right.
Says, it's your prerogative, sir. Yes, it is. Did I miss a joke? Was that a new addition to the Bobby Brown thing?
10 years too late?
I don't know. It's such a weird delivery of something.
I mean, you can't get anything past the writers of Nurses.
There's already a problem with morale.
One faction feels he's distant. Another feels the high-minded goals have been abandoned for quick profits. Cut to the campfire, and it was Philip, the pizza delivery boy from the beginning of the story. Come on, you guys.
Same note, too.
Menage a note.
You guys are unscarable.
We're no different from one another, except, of course, for our rank in society and in this company. They're going to get better acquainted and wants to know what they do in their leisure time to themselves when they don't have to work. They don't understand leisure.
You there, fingering that stomach wound. Stand up and tell us about yourself. I laughed.
Name's Bidwell, sir. Yes, I know that. And he sits down.
He can't come up with shit. Also, the priest came on this trip? Why?
To bless the
religion.
Well, yeah, when people died, man.
I thought he blessed it and then set them off. I didn't think he would tag along.
No. You gotta continuously bless. Gotta keep getting blessed.
Anyone else?
Lou tells Chandler that Higgins has a story.
Farley says he'll love this one.
He tells the story about putting sheep shit in his brother's plum pudding. He ate it all! Shit pudding! He ate shit pudding!
Everyone laughs. And then he said, that's not even the best part. I don't even have a brother.
Film noir!
It was me. Yeah, same note too.
I ate sheep shit.
Yes, clever twist on the end there. Well, I think we're all well acquainted enough for the evening. Next day on the river.
Fade to bagpipes on the river. They keep using the same shot of the boat on the river for the whole movie.
Yeah, the ADR on the bagpiping is awful. Like he's blowing and taking breaths, and it doesn't have anything to do with the music that's being played. Also, every time he blows, he goes cross-eyed. And I said, people who go cross-eyed for comedic effect indicate effort. Lazy.
Oh my God. Let me just tell you this. People on Instagram, when you're in the photo booth or you're doing a selfie with friends or whatever, and we did a silly face and you like stick your tongue out and cross your eyes. You look stupid. There's nothing comedic about it.
That's the point, Zach. You're supposed to look stupid.
But it's not funny.
It's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah, because they laugh about it. Like, oh my God, look at us. We're so wild. It's not funny. It's not good. It's not interesting. It's not content. Supercharge that. You have to supercharge that name.
It's the first thing that came up. Zach, when you just described people who have terrible Instagram content.
Yes, I know.
Who think like their shit is fire, though.
You're not talking about Molly Ringwald.
Is that where it came from?
That's her character's name.
Oh, now you gotta supercharge
the whole thing is supercharged.
That.
Yes, I'm aware.
Not even Molly Ringwald.
God, now you gotta supercharge it again.
San Diego, superchargers. San Diego, Chargers. San Diego, superchargers. San Diego, Chargers.
They see straw huts. It's the Guardians. Farley says they're the Iowas.
The Hawkeyes.
Fontenot, please greet this man in his native tongue.
Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Why do I laugh?
Buying himself time. He's a good liar. Maybe not CT5, but he's a good liar.
You see, of the hundreds of language that I speak fluent, this is not one of them.
I actually like this.
I thought this was going to be a recurring bit. They would keep running into different people of different languages, and he would just keep saying, oh man.
Funny enough, don't know that one either. Yeah.
Chandler calls Thomas Jefferson the great chief of the whites, which was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Then this guy slaps him. Farley says he insulted him by not introducing himself. Farley tries to also get slapped. Chandler asks if he speaks English. Farley gets slapped again. Farley starts loud talking, then slaps the guy. Everyone's slapping now, and Farley yells, "We come in peace!"
As he's choking him.
And I wrote, "We come in phobe."
Another guy comes up. He's Chief Two Roads. Then who's that?
His name is Bentwig. He's not right in the head.
He's a bingo.
Got to them passing around a bison head. While Bidwell stands in the middle of the circle. Perry looks at Guy's lady. They smile. Then in comes the Matt Wilson lean-in shot. Golden Dumpster nominee. Lean in month is back, boys.
Is it a golden dumpster in this movie, or is it just a golden dumpster because it's a callback to one of your favorite moments?
Both, actually.
Both.
I think it's well executed.
Because first of all, the eyes, right? Like he does the same little flaring eyebrow thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Let me put it this way. If we had done this first and then done Encino Man later, we would have called the Matt Wilson the Guy Fontenot.
I wouldn't have.
Really?
Because that lean in is one of my favorite movie moments, not just like Cinephobe moments.
Got it. It was already top of mind for you.
Yeah, that's always top of mind for me.
All right, fair enough.
They toss Bidwell the bison head. He caught it. They tell him to put it on. He does, and they just start beating the shit out of him. I smiled. No?
By yourself.
All right.
All by yourself.
Farley's giving the natives some of Perry's stuff, a clock, maybe a giant tea kettle.
Yep.
What that was, cappuccino machine?
That's the tea kettle he used to warm the water.
Oh, good news. Looks like they're going to let us live. Let us live? I had to give them a few of your finer things so they wouldn't kill us. He said, they seem so friendly. He said, that's the way of the savage. Tend to be your friend, share a drink, listen to your problems. Next thing you know, they're scooping your brains out with a spoon. He says, you mean a fork? He says, yeah, that would depend on the tribe. And as they're going down the river and waving by, Bent Twig is jumping on a bed.
I laughed. Golden dumpster.
The woman says to Farley, the Iowas would have never killed us. He says, I know that. She's not carrying that junk with us the whole trip. Got to the nighttime. Bidwell's freaking out. Farley and Perry are asking what's going on as Guy is staring at him with malice. The French animal bit my ear off.
That is an absurd exaggeration.
Then Guy spits out his ear. My apologies.
Cobra formula?
It is kind of Cobra formula, right?
With the spitting out the ear as the finale.
He'd look in my tent. He'd look at my woman. He saw her breast.
Chandler is so jealous.
Oh, he's very jealous.
You saw her breast?
Guy repeats that any man who look at her will die.
Pratt picks up the ear to try an experiment, talks it to see if Bidwell can hear him.
This is the recurring bit they chose?
Uh-huh.
It's a funny idea that's not well executed, but there's something there. There could have been something there.
I feel like that could apply to most of this movie, right?
Yeah, that's probably right. Who would have done a good job with this movie? Maybe if Christopher Guest actually wrote it too.
Oh my God, no.
No?
No, not this kind of movie, man.
I mean, you gotta like gut it and start.
Yep.
You gotta rip it down to the studs. And
okay, I don't have a problem with that.
New writers, new stars, new director. Like basically, you could keep Eugene Levy. That's about it.
No, I think you can keep most of the supporting cast. I think they're fine. It's just that the two stars didn't do a good job. And I like Chris Farley, but he's not good in this movie. All right, yeah, we get the whole ear experiment thing as they walk off. Pratt is singing a lullaby into the ear. That's when I noticed Matthew Perry has just a bizarre face.
He does. It gets worse as he ages, by the way.
But even when he's skinny, he has a very saggy face.
Weak chin.
He's got a double chin.
Well, he's got a shovel face.
Like flat?
Now, Zach, when you say shovel face, you mean...
I mean, like he's a cartoon that got hit by a shovel.
Hit in the face. A shovel, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
What? You thought that was like a racist term or something?
No, I don't know. Like you could dig a hole with it?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
How would you dig a hole with someone's face? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Journal's position.
Shovel!
I just sent you guys a profile pic there. I don't know how this guy got over in Hollywood. Look at this.
It's not a profile. It's the back of his head.
No, it's a profile.
Not a profile.
It's a side.
It's not like a 30-degree angle.
It's slightly past profile, but yeah.
Oh, my own. Sorry, fucking photographer of the year.
Thank you.
I was talking about Zach.
Thank God you're not in charge of all the clocks in Chicago. Photographer of the year.
I accept the award. I accept it.
The race for the Pacific continues. Although still focused on beating Lewis and Clark, I'm cataloging new varieties of flora and fauna. I seem to be the only man with an interest in science aside from Pratt. His dubious experiment with Bidwell's ear.
Chandler has a table set up to write on the boat. It reminded me of when the guy was painting watercolors in TMNT 3 on the beach while everybody was shooting target practice.
Oh, it reminded me just of any setup on the Anaconda boat. Also could have been in CT5. Yeah.
Not a great vehicle.
Oh, I liked it.
Slowly drifting down the river. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, got different rooms and compartments.
Tells Farley to name a fork in the river, maybe after a loved one. Farley mulls it over.
I name this here fork Pittsburgh Nellie. A Welsh whore who could do things with her one good arm that would make you forget that thing on her neck.
Okay.
Perry journals that Farley's imagination has run wild with his power of naming things, and he wants to be taught how to read.
This is the pattern here now. Voiceover, sketch. Voiceover, sketch.
Perry formula.
And all of the campsite stuff happens at the same campsite.
Chandler formula. He's got a tiny chalkboard.
Bing!
And a massive piece of chalk. Shows him the uppercase A. Farley says, I spent a day in school once, but the school marm said that I just couldn't concentrate. Let's prove her wrong. You know, I've waited years to hear somebody say that. Again, Hunt, this is the uppercase A, and he grabs the chalkboard and he repeats it. Now he shows him the lowercase A, and his mind is blown.
This is classic Farley shtick right here.
Yeah.
Where he's about to blow a gasket because he's forgetting to breathe.
And I wrote, this shit is funny to y'all.
He hands it back in disgust. He says, and this is the enough! You want my head to explode in the name of all that is good and decent, no more for today. He's a little ass off there.
You guys laugh at this. You're like, oh, wow, who else could deliver?
Not one person said they laughed at this.
I'm just asking, man. Like, oh, this is Chris Farley's wheelhouse. No, I like Chris Farley. Oh.
You like Larry the Cable Guy.
I don't like Larry the Cable Guy.
Go listen to that.
I like that movie.
You love Larry the Cable Guy.
False.
Farley and Perry both do shtick. I think it can work. The biggest thing is if it's in modern context.
Yeah, Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. He and Spade together, great duo.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'd rather watch Larry the Cable Guy movie than this shit.
Yes, we know. You filed Delta Farce.
And I'd file it again.
I think they're equally as unfunny.
No, they're not.
I think Larry the Cable Guy is significantly less funny than Chris Farley.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I mean, significantly less funny.
No, he's not.
Like echelons.
Yeah.
Less funny.
Je refuse.
Sorry, Chris Farley doesn't have a catchphrase. My bad.
Oh, yeah. All he does is just down by the river.
Get her done. Out of context, you laugh like a fucking hyena.
More voiceover. In exchange, Farley's going to teach her frontier skills. Farley picks up a piece of shit, sniffs it.
Big mud pie.
The buffalo is near now. You can tell that just by sniffing its droppings. No, I can see the herd right over there.
Smells it again.
Oh, I get it. It's funny because he's fat and sloppy and he's being gross.
Cut to nighttime. Perry has the telescope out. He's alarmed when he looks in there. He's conflicted, saying he couldn't possibly. And he looks back in and sees Guy's woman's butt.
Go ahead. Say it. I know it's the same note too for everybody. Come on, guys.
Lisa B. Cheekin.
Yes, sir.
Farley interrupts, asks what he's doing.
I didn't look at her as an object, so sorry.
Okay, Zach.
Talented actress.
We literally still don't know her character's name.
We don't know that for a while.
I have that note.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the first mention? And it's definitely not here because
no,
she's just naked in the waterfall.
Remember, 12-minute mark is when she was introduced to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's now the 32-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
We have neither heard her name nor her voice.
Farley interrupts him.
19th century wench.
Very excitedly. Not doing any naming up here without me, huh, partner? Wants to know what he's looking at. Perry says the moon.
Brings to mind romance.
He's looking at the moon, all right.
Ask Farley if he's ever been in love.
I've had my head under a petticoat or two.
He does that.
That was pretty good, Zach.
Good Lord, must you and the others reduce everything to its crudest terms? He says he thought he cleaned it up rather nicely for him. Perry tells him to behold the object of his desire, an angel from on high. He looks through the telescope, and it's now Guy's ass as he's bathing.
And you know what?
Let's say what we're all thinking.
Yep.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
Was that his real ass?
I put stunt ass, the stunt double's ass.
I think it's his real ass.
I don't know. I don't think Eugene Levy
What?
resorts to that kind of.
Got cheeked up like that? I don't know.
Oh, he's cheeked up, man.
He's got eyebrows. He's got cheeks.
I don't think he resorts to this kind of lowbrow humor.
His son fucks a pie in a movie.
What?
Not Dan Levy.
Oh.
No.
His son in a movie.
Yeah. Jason Biggs. Although I haven't seen all of Dan Levy's movies, so I don't know.
His son fucks, and I was like, what happened in Schitt's Creek that Zach is about to reference here?
Dick's Creek.
Did I miss that episode?
Chris Farley is very offended. Oh my God, from here on out, you keep your distance, all right?
Garden variety 90s homophobia.
Tells him to look behind Guy. Now he sees her. Farley starts to come. Perry tells him that's enough.
He wants to watch by himself.
Oh, I understand. You want to watch her by yourself. You want to be alone so you can shake hands with Ben Franklin, huh? You know, polish the pewter.
Polish the pewter. Why, Jonah does that for me.
Yeah, right.
What? No! Mr. Hunt, I assure you, I've never...
Farley's laugh might be a 5 horsemen here because not a lot else is going on for it other than journal's position.
I got some horsemen.
Okay.
I got some horsemen for you.
10 July. Driven the men hard, and I'm positive we've closed the gap on Lewis and Clark. However, because of the current, we're better off portaging for the next several miles. They chop down a path.
Porta Poppy.
And they're pulling the boat through the forest.
That's what portaging is. Nighttime campsite. They're all asleep. And in comes the cocaine bear.
Farley is terrified. He whispers for everybody to wake up, says, don't move. He sees you. You're dead.
This bear is ass on. They're making a lot of noise.
I'm
Bidwell
sorry.
wants to scratch his nose, and Farley warns him not to.
The bear's ass on?
Yes.
Bear is very ass on.
It's got nothing on the semi-pro bear.
Well, I don't know why we're comparing eras.
Or the Hercules in New York bear.
Well, I mean, come on. That's not fair. That's like saying no one could be a good bear because Michael Jordan played basketball. All right? That's not fair.
Top 5 bears.
Oh, man. I got top 5 bears. We can record that right now. I don't even need to think about it. I got that list always updating in my head. You think the dancers list is updated? No, top 5 bears.
Come and get Papa Bear!
Bidwell feels like there's a bug up there. Wait. Starts to leave. I'm going to scratch it. You scratch your nose, you're dead. Says, I don't know what's worse, the bear or my itchy nose. So he scratches the nose. The bear takes him by the leg. He starts screaming the bear is worse, and he's dragged away.
A dummy gets dragged off by a bear.
What?
Pratt is asking the ear if Bidwell can hear him. He fears the bear killed him.
Chandler is annoyed, trying to explain to him that it doesn't work, but we hear Bidwell in the distance and Chandler panics.
He's hobbling back, missing a leg.
Been to hell and back. Suspects he wants to lead a hunting party to slay the terrible beast.
Did cross my mind briefly, but now I have a better idea. I shall fashion for you the finest wood leg you've ever seen.
19th century, wench.
Says, what about the bear? Rest assured, 20 years or so, the ravages of old age will deal with the bear far more cruelly than we ever could have.
Revenge is sweet, sir.
29 July, final settlement before reaching the uncharted territory.
There's a sign. Farley wants to read it.
Well, it seems as if we've arrived. Wait! I can read it. I can read it. Mahaba
For the love of God, man! It says, welcome to Snake's Bend.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is a very, very poor ripoff of the Dumb and Dumber scene where he's trying to read the newspaper article.
Yeah.
Will host annual annual meeting of it's a big one. International Preservation Society tomorrow night.
That was done well and funny.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is just stupid.
There's another sign. Farley does the same shit.
Perry wants to do a nice gesture of buying everyone some ale, but he's worried about Farley and how he gets when he drinks.
Just because I have 1, 2, maybe 2 drinks. Make me an alcoholic now?
Alcoholic.
Wants him to get supplies at the trading post instead. The priest also won't go in. They all cheers to Captain Edwards. A man comes in saying he understands the cravings of men with food, drink, and the companionship of young women.
Louis Arquette.
Louis Arquette, a.k.a. Steve Clifford, Hornets coach.
And these expeditioners are horny.
He'll take them to the women.
Guy's content with Lisa. Chandler's made a solemn promise to his doctor that he wouldn't engage in that sort of thing. Ha! Film noir.
Got the drippy dung, eh?
No more than normal. It drips when it should, and it doesn't when it shouldn't.
She smiles. Farley's getting beans, the roughest toughest, coarsest rope in the rope inventory. And he wants a haircut and a shave as well.
This guy's also a barber. By the way, you smell like something that's been passed through the system of a sick old woman.
Says maybe he'll have a bath too.
You guys know who this guy is, right?
Yeah, he's been in a ton of shit.
Watch Space Force at all?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
It's Don Lake. He's great in Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show. So he's a Christopher Guest regular.
He's a very funny dude.
The men meet the ladies. They're scarecrows.
Yep. Film noir.
Do you have any real women? These women may be whores, but they have their dignity. And Pratt walks up, asks if one has relatives in Richmond. Cut to disgusting bathwater from Farley.
Some of the flies were there before I got in, and they keep cutting back and forth instead of just doing this whole Farley and the barber scene all at once.
So a trapper runs in the tavern, warns Hidalgo and half a dozen of his men are headed this way. Everybody rushes out.
He has heard of Hidalgo, a Spaniard who wander the northwest. Even crazy people think he's a woo-hoo.
They walk into the tavern. Kevin Dunn is Hidalgo.
Holy shit. Is that the motherfucker from Seinfeld? The episode where Jerry tries to break up with his friend?
Yeah, that's him. He's also in Veep. He's fantastic in Veep. Oh my God.
He's amazing.
He's a funny guy.
Glued on facial hair and a wig.
Someone whimpers. You said something? You said something about my hair?
Clearly insecure about his hair, threatens the dude with the sword.
You don't like my hair?
Yes, it's nice.
Nice. My hair is magnificent. It's long and soft and shines with the light that comes from within. Can't you see it?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. That's all I have to say.
It's long and soft and shines with the light that comes from within, and I use liquid collagen. $10 off. DM me.
Apologizes if he frightened him, but then he slits his throat on the way out accidentally. The barber shaved Farley. He's pleased. Asks if he also practices taxidermy? No, I was going to say dentistry. He has practiced on the animals he preserved, and he points to a moose with a huge set of dentures and a porcupine.
A porcupine with dentures as well. Farley has a molar that's bothered him since St. Louis. Cut to Hidalgo finishing a joke, and then looks at Guy's wife.
It wasn't a horse, it was a donkey. Oh. Then he checks out Lisa, admires her hair. Guy is nervous, says that she belongs to him. Hidalgo is searching for a fabulous place, a place where the earth trembles and speaks, and a white cross marks the location of an age-old secret.
I thought we were going to get this as a callback later.
Nope.
And what is the secret? Ah, you try to trick me with your deceiving questions, but you will learn nothing unless you join us. And if he joins them, you can bang Lisa.
Everything's going to belong to Hidalgo. If he doesn't, they'll cut off his arm, cut out his heart, skin him alive. I'll join. Good. Taxidermist hits Farley in the head with a mallet to dull his senses, but it doesn't work. So just put the thing down and pull out my tooth.
Then he gets out pliers they definitely didn't have in the 19th century wench, yanking on the tooth, standing on his lap.
Hidalgo's taking the girl. Ferry says to take him instead. Hidalgo has him pose with his hands on his hips and turn to the side.
Now, what's he doing here?
I don't know. I didn't get this.
Because he says, take me instead. When he said that, my first instinct was like, no, Chandler. They want to take the woman because they're going to fuck her. So then he tells him stand up, put his hands on his hips, like, oh shit. He really doesn't care. He just wants a piece of ass one way or another.
Yeah, he just wants to fuck. I mean, back then,
he's horny.
Your options were limited.
At that point, I said two things. One, do we have a horse race for Louis Pinnock?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Dunn is in the mix.
Two, as they're talking about taking her, not taking her, she's doing all of these mime-like reactions with no noises. And I said, is she mute? And then my third line was, Chandler Bing says, you can't take a woman against her will. I wrote 21st century, ma'am. Because no fucking way in the 1800s.
Not in 1804.
She's property in this movie.
Yeah, nobody would have said shit.
You think she wants to be owned by Guy?
No.
I would say that's against her will.
Although Guy probably...
Oh, Guy fucks. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, he definitely fucks. He's kind of a savage, but he's...
He fucks. V for Vendetta.
All right, they pulled the molar out.
Moving on.
They're laughing. Farley avoided the dentist for years because he thought it would hurt.
A dog will still keep the woman.
You can't take a woman against her will? Of course, maybe it's time for her to spread her wings and fly.
Voila.
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 Farley walks in. Hey, sonny boy. Your mother wants her roasting pan back when you're done playing with it. I challenge you and the rest of your ladies in armor to a duel.
Every poofy prancing one of you.
Hidalgo wants to know, is it pistols, swords, bare fists? Drink. Back to the horse scarecrows.
Lou says that time's up. Knocks on a door. Higgins swears that's never happened to him before. Comedy.
Hidalgo and Farley are deep in this drinking contest. Farley's starting to fall asleep, and then he shakes back to being awake. Hidalgo drinks and he falls over and he's beat them all.
Hidalgo's metal flagon has a clear bottom.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then Farley's is solid metal on the bottom.
Yep, that's right.
What?
When Farley drinks, alcohol spills all over him, and I said, oh.
He spills a lot, man. That's got to be a violation.
I get it. It's funny because he's fat and he's sloppy and he's drinking with it getting everywhere again.
Maybe now you'll agree. Drinking has its benefits.
Farley insists that drinking has its benefits, just like Amin.
Oh, this is why Mayes just hit the nail on the head.
And that's when I thought this was going to be the quotable line that you said everyone says all the time.
No, not once in the comments.
I've already forgotten what the other one is. What is it? The food is worth the trip or some shit?
The food is worth the trip alone. If you don't mind, it's time for the liquor to take effect. He falls over. There's a fire in the whorehouse.
Stupid motherfuckers.
He falls over, but not before crossing his eyes for a sec, because that's how you know it's funny.
Pratt carries out a scarecrow. She said she didn't mind if I smoked. I believed her. Ferry wants to get back to the boat. Cut to the boat. Pratt asks for permission to check the bandages of his woman and if she can keep food down. You realize this woman of yours is made of straw? Oh, yes, sir. I figured that's why she burned so easy.
God.
Again, not the recurring bit I expected.
End of scene? That's it.
Yep.
That's the third time we see that shot of the boat on the river. Now we're at night. Chandler has a lantern. There's hooty owls in the woods. He finds a Lewis and Clark carving in a tree, 7 August. So he takes out his knife, looks around furtively, and starts stabbing it. That's when Lisa B wanders over, claims he was collecting bark samples. And she talks!
She talks. She's not like other men, softer, more delicate.
In a rather rough way, right?
52 minutes into the movie.
40 minutes after we saw her.
40 minutes after we saw her. We still don't have a name, though.
Well, we were about to.
Great English, by the way.
Yeah.
Not at all. Look at you. Thin wrists, skin like a baby, almost a total absence of shoulders.
All right, I think you've flattered me quite enough.
She kisses him. He kisses her back.
He's dizzy.
Look at me. I'm behaving like some kind of animal. She liked it.
He insists it can never be betrothed to another.
Look at me.
We got to remember the character name from role models.
No, I don't want a plea bargain. I didn't do it.
Mr. Garvin, I just don't know what other options we have, because they have this clear videotape of you stealing a lot of TVs.
Thought that could be any bald guy.
Look at me, David Garvin, stealing TVs. Who would believe it?
That is not me.
Who would have thought?
Stealing TV. Same note.
He says he's betrothed to another. That's not mentioned before or after. Is he? Isn't he? Welcome to Cinephobe.
He is, because, and I can't believe they cut it out, because this movie's only 90 minutes long, so it's not like they were pressed for time or anything.
They come from different worlds. She's a primitive and follows her baser instincts, and he comes from a culture that values Christian morality. Maybe one more couldn't hurt. She slaps him as he goes in for the kiss.
Is this the first time we learn her name?
Shakina.
Yes, it is. It's Shaq.
Yeah.
Shackajoea.
They've made it to the Rocky Mountains and believe their journey is over because the river can't take them over it.
Don't see how it's possible for the rivers to flow up. They'll scale the Rocky Mountains within the month. Build canoes and float down the western slope before the first frost.
29 October. What I'd hoped was an early dusting turned out to be somewhat more. They're stuck at a camp. Journey's half over. Food supply nearly depleted. They're just circling a campfire in the snow as Higgins plays the bagpipes. Pratt is eating his straw woman. Perry has come down with a slight chill.
Why are they outside?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It's nice and toasty warm in Chandler's tent because he's sweating from his chill.
Priest giving him last rites as Shaq is taking care of him.
Shaq can make medicine that will cure him. She needs the egg of an eagle or else he will die.
No, Maze. I need the egg of an eagle or else he'll die.
Those eggs were a lie, Steven. A lie! They give me no eagle powers! They give me no nutrients!
This was a rare ass-off moment for Farley. And one of the moments where I laughed, because when she's telling him, I need the egg of an eagle, she touches him. You're a very brave man to do this for your friend. The way he looks down at her hand, making contact.
Farley falls down a snow cap. Cut to him in the sun. He sees an eagle's nest at the top of a tree. He's going to climb it. He gets to the top.
Oh,
some fine green screening happening.
God. This whole sequence, we get the wide shot of the stuntman rolling down the mountain in the snow. Then it abruptly fades out and he's in the woods with no snow.
He's in the summer?
So it's summer at the bottom of the mountain and it's winter at the top.
Yeah.
And then, yes, there's someone actually climbing the tree, but then we fade to him almost at the top. Then there's just him on a set. He gets excited when he sees the egg. Then there's the eagle cry. There's a shocked face. They cut to the eagle, the stock footage of the eagle flying. Then they cut back and he's struggling with a puppet, falls backwards off the tree, hits all the branches on the way down.
Hold on. We're not going to say you see a shot of the eagle and he struggles with a puppet. that eagle is fucking ass off.
No.
The puppet or the eagle in the stock footage?
The puppet is phenomenal.
No, it's not.
Lock it in.
It's not.
Lock it in for what?
Ass off.
The eagle puppet.
Eagle puppet's so good. You see the eyes? Go back and look at the eyes of that.
You don't even see the eyes of the eagle puppet. Plus, it's got nothing on the Panther's eyes from Anaconda, so I don't care.
Well, all right. Again, Michael Jordan.
Now he's making a fire. His stomach rumbles. He looks over at the egg. He picks up a pine cone and tries to eat that.
I wondered, will Amin ask if we can make a fire?
Cut to him cracking the egg in a cast iron skillet that he's been carrying this whole time.
Yeah.
And he shovels it in his mouth.
And he hears her words again. He realizes what he's done. So he goes back to the top of the tree, grabs the egg. Eagle's back. Oh, dear God. Perry's speaking nonsense. He thinks that she's President Jefferson.
President Jefferson, I implore you. If we do not give bears the right to vote, they will rise up. And bears will be in Congress. And we will be the ones performing in carnivals wearing little hats.
He's obsessed with these carnival bears with little hats. That's another recurring bit. Confesses he saw a naked guardian. Had impure thoughts.
Sucks his thumb, goes to sleep. Back to Farley.
Okay.
Wants to eat the other egg, grabs his gun, runs into the forest, shoots a boar.
He screams, "No!" at the egg.
Yeah.
Picks up a gun, walks 5 feet, sees a boar, shoots it, smash cut bacon in a pan.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was legitimately funny. The idea that he went to kill this boar in order to not eat the egg. He's frying up the bacon and he looks at it like,
of course, eggs and bacon. You got to have it together.
Yeah, like this.
That's a golden dumpster.
Yeah, it was.
Back up to the nest, egg number 3, muttering about the eagle, picks the egg up, eagle screech, "Come on, you damn bird, come and get me!"
Every time he goes to the nest, we get the same stock footage of an eagle.
Same shot, yeah. And it's ass off.
This is what we call triple elimination, boys. You didn't think it could be done.
But please clip in Jennifer Love Hewitt from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
He gets back to camp. The egg goes flying. He catches it like Jeep caught that baby.
Like Jeep.
Same note, too.
Menage a note.
She grabs it from him, cracks it open, wastes the yolk. She just needed the shell. Film noir.
Farley can't believe it.
Yeah.
Wish she could have told me that before.
Eats the medicine.
Then she makes Chandler some pesto.
Convulses. It's working. She tells him about Farley getting the egg.
Oh,
his shaking and gagging is so ass on.
They're both ass on.
Oh, so bad.
Her reacting. Huh?
Pratt wants to lick the bowl.
Time to build the canoes. Get to the Pacific.
Where's Guy been this whole time was my note, because I missed the part where he's not part of the crew anymore.
He's stuck with Hidalgo.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that too.
Shaq came with them and he left his property with them. I missed that whole explanation.
I didn't notice that Eugene Levy wasn't with them until he showed up with Hidalgo.
Film noir.
I thought he was there the whole time and we just not focusing on his character much.
I cannot begin to express my feelings.
Don't be talking about no feelings. I don't want to have to punch you.
Well, just the same.
I'm serious.
Oh.
I have feelings every single day of my life. Do you? Are you saying you don't have feelings?
They're going down the river. They've caught up to Lewis and Clark. They're portaging because they think the river is too dangerous ahead. Farley agrees with him. Perry says no. Farley says overtaking them isn't worth risking the lives of the men. I assure you we'll all be fine. As they pass them, they immediately see rapids ahead.
Oh, man. Blue's toothless, scared face, and we get cutting back and forth from green screen rafting to wide shots.
Everybody in this scene is ass on.
I guess this is bad, but I have no frame of reference for what river rafting is like.
No.
We get 2 stuntmen going off a jump in slow motion.
Have you never been river rafting?
Never.
Oh, it's fun. River rafting's great.
In your experienced opinion, then, are these tough rapids?
Yes, they are tough rapids, especially for like a wooden canoe.
Obviously with a shitty canoe from 19th century wench.
Yes, but also the physics wouldn't work like that.
It didn't translate to the film.
That's just not how that works. They treated those like they're in a raft.
I like how we're experts. We're experts on all these different shits.
Well, it's not Oakley sunglasses, but
I've been river rafting a lot.
I'm not doubting it. I enjoy this part of Cinephobe whenever the unexpected expertise comes out.
They go down the falls. Eventually, a shoe floats downstream like someone was hit by a car.
They're all on the shore, completely dry and uninjured.
Harry says to gather up the piece of the boat.
Every single, you couldn't even get them wet?
And last of the supplies. Farley says no. He almost got them killed so he could be famous. He's not taking it anymore. He's quitting the expedition.
Doesn't care about their partnership. Blue just wants to see the ocean, so he's going by himself.
Perry asks Jonah where his loyalties lie. So, I'm your slave. Who do you think I'm with? Going with Mr. Hunt.
Thank you, Jonah. Film noir.
Perry says they're a few hundred miles away. The worst is over. The worst will never be over.
Not with this precious dandy in charge. If you want to live, come with me.
Come with me if you want to live.
Bidwell is sticking with him. He believes Perry when he says the worst is over. And just then he gets shot.
And I just bought a boat named Live Forever.
He gets shot again. It's Hidalgo and his men.
Who were aiming for his head. And they apologize.
They catch him.
Here's the moment where I realize, wait a second. What did he get with Hidalgo?
Prepare the gauntlet. What? The gauntlet. I've decided these two men will die running the gauntlet. The gauntlet! The gauntlet!
All right, calm yourself. You don't think I know where there's a gauntlet? Gauntlet?
Sanchez!
Gauntlet.
You and the Frenchman prepare the gauntlet.
I legit laughed.
It's funny.
I laughed hard, too.
You laughed hard?
Yeah, Guy trying to say gauntlet.
I didn't laugh hard, but I enjoyed it.
I laughed. Honorable.
Honorable.
Farley and Perry running through men as they get hit with sticks and rocks. They're running over hot coals. They're running over corn?
They're running over the street with my woes.
Hidalgo wonders whose idea it was. Pan over to Guy looking stunned. Trough of corn, I mean, more or less believable than digging a pool by yourself. Also, book it, guys. Top 5 most unbelievable moments.
Oh!
It's always going to be. There's nothing
the pool, yeah.
in the history of Cinephobe.
Nothing's been less believable.
Not them having gallons of canned corn in 19th century.
Mr. Magoo, canned vegetable king.
That's how he got big.
I'm just trying to understand. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I said, wait a second. Like, let alone it's impossible for a single person to dig that much.
You're still on this?
Why would his parents allow him to destroy the property value like that? Yeah, sure. Go ahead and knock yourself out, kid.
All right, now they're getting away. We got to chase. Running up rocks, boulders to get away from them. Farley helps Perry up the rocks. Forget about me. Save yourself. Farley is now cornered. They're going to cut off his head and bring it back to Hidalgo, but they have a request. Usually the head has a grim look of terror on it. They want him to smile as they kill him.
Yeah.
He says, go to hell.
Want him to say puppy, 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 puppy from on top of the rock. Die, you Spanish bastards! And then Chandler dives off in slow motion, lands flat on his face.
Well, a stuntman that looks like Jim Carrey does the fall. Not anything resembling Chandler. He lands on the ground, but it's enough to distract them. Farley knocks him out with a log.
Puppy, you sons of bitches.
Distracts him enough for him to double back around them?
No, he jumped over them, I think.
Oh, well, that's more believable. But then here's a real missed opportunity for a layup of some funny shit. So he knocks him out and he says, Poppy, whatever.
Puppy, you sons of bitches.
Poppy talk.
Puppy talk.
Puppy talk.
Well, no, what do you call it? It says Poppy.
It says puppy.
Puppy.
They're asking him to say puppy.
Because you smile when you talk about puppies, and they're trying to get him to smile when they cut his head off. Not Poppy.
Okay, well, anyways, it would have been so easy for them. He knocks him out. He could have just said, Puppy, you blah, blah, blahs. And then involuntarily kind of, smile a little. For it to be real. One cannot help but smile when they say that. Say Poppy, say Poppy. They're saying Poppy all the time.
It's at this point, I realize I had just been watching the movie and not taking notes for about 8 minutes.
No way. Oh.
From here on out, and thought, I'm not rewinding. I'll just try to remember what I saw. So my notes are, Farley and Perry found a native man sleeping. They're getting help from tribesmen younger than him. Hidalgo's going to cut Shakina's hair off.
No. Whoa.
But it's not as beautiful as his. The tribesmen are 2 and 4 years younger than the old man. They've decided to do this alone.
Whoa, you're just flying through this shit.
I flew through it. Not accurate. All right.
I mean, you pretty much covered it. There's a hug that they share where Chris Farley is hugging Chandler's chest and Chandler looks awkward and he starts whimpering as he's nuzzling his chest. Yeah, the Guardian is a proud warrior.
We could just
running Puma, 2 years younger, strong like mountain, 4 years younger. They're all old.
They're all old as shit, yeah. Oh, actually, the note I have here is, why did you pick this movie, man?
Terrorism.
There's a joke about the old men. I thought it was to go take a shit, but they all need to piss. And then Farley makes the road trip joke. I ain't stopping again.
You need to go right now. And then they all have to go. That's a prostate joke.
Okay, yeah.
The doggo says they'll finish brushing her hair after she's dead. I thought they were just cutting her hair off, not killing her. But Chandler interrupts. You've gone too far.
Too far.
No.
Pay cut? No. That's gone too far.
Such arrogance.
He's going to unleash the fury of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And I said, let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
We got soul. The old men pop out one at a time, talking like they are Spartacus. Hidalgo laughs. Maybe if we wait a couple hours, they'll die of old age. And then we get hooting war cries, stuntmen doing flips and shit.
Parkour.
Handsprings like grandma dancing and don't be a menace.
I call it a bingo fight, and I didn't mean native.
Oh.
Guardian.
Guy tries to pretend he's not with Hidalgo. Farley says, run into the woods.
Golden dumpster.
Playing both sides.
I'll try to count to 3.
Everyone gets in on the fight.
Hidalgo grabs Shaq, runs off with her. Perry wants to handle this. He catches Hidalgo, calls him a coward, and they start sword fighting.
I'm not the coward, you're the coward.
Did you notice that they don't even have Matthew Perry run into the area with the sword?
No.
It's a stuntman.
Yes.
And it's a bad stuntman. Hidalgo pulls out a dagger, says he's either brave or stupid.
Perhaps there's not much difference between the two.
Hidalgo runs up some boulders and rocks. You're a smart man. When I kill you, I'll have to look at your brain and see if it's different from the other brains I might have seen.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Hidalgo's wig comes off.
Chandler keeps hopping straight up during this sword fight, just bouncing on his heels because of the cocaine.
His real hair is like Homer Simpson.
He sweeps it off, doing a sword move over his head. Good God, film noir!
Well, hello, Baldy. Hey, Baldy.
Baldy talk.
You shut up!
Takes off his armor. He opens Hidalgo's corset. Now you see me as I truly am, senor. I'm just a bald, fat man begging for your mercy.
Ah, an identity crisis.
Has a sword to Hidalgo's throat. Farley comes running up with everyone. They've just seen Lewis and Clark.
He got dressed at some point.
They're a mile away and headed for the ocean.
Chandler completely forgets about Hidalgo. We can still beat them.
We get to a cliff overlooking the Pacific. Lewis and Clark are headed down a trail to the ocean. Only one way to beat them. That's down the rock face.
At this point, I said, I overspent on this rental.
Yeah.
I refuse.
$1.49.
Didn't take any more notes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, here you go. Perry and Farley argue about who's going to go down the rock face.
Farley punches him, says it's for his own damn good. How is that for my own damn good? It's supposed to knock you out. Then he goes to pick up a big rock. Chandler freaks out.
He says, you go. Farley calls for the flag.
Slowly lowers himself down over the edge. Lots of mini rock slides. And then he lands next to the eagle's nest.
From the beginning of the movie.
From the top of the tree.
Quadruple elimination. Same shot of the eagle in the sky.
I kind of like that shot, man.
Struggling with the fucking puppet. And then off the cliff, he goes full Steve Miller Band.
I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea.
He's holding on to this eagle's feet. This bird is entirely ass off. Lock it in. It poops on his face. He lets go. He falls in the ocean. Everyone thinks he's dead.
Put me on the ground, you damn dirty bird.
Ah, Jamal Anderson. He emerges from the ocean with the flag, plants the flag on the beach. They're on the beach with him. How'd they get down there? They found a trail. It was nice. Carved little steps.
Farley's butthurt. They didn't take a minute or two to look around. Shaq points out Lewis and Clark.
There goes Lewis and Clark. Guys, look.
Chandler yells, "You're too late. We beat you.
Go home, losers."
Turn around and head back. They do that.
Now it's time for them to head home. Perry wants to conquer another land, go to the Bering Strait, walk to Asia, then go to Europe. Edwards and Hunt, first Americans to walk to Europe. The food alone is worth the trip.
Oh, man. That's why it's the... I didn't even pick up that was a callback.
Oh, that was a callback?
Yeah, it's a callback. This time next Christmas, they'll be sipping champagne in Paris.
And enough champagne to fill the Nile.
Hey! Oh, champagne! There's also a Cobra formula. Why does it have to end here? What are you talking about? I'm talking about exploring.
Roll credits.
Also, they didn't conquer a goddamn thing.
No.
They just got there first.
But then they moved on, so they don't get the credit.
Yep.
Lewis and Clark get the credit because they went back.
Eddie play.
Who cares if you lose the game? You got this off your chest. I mean, it's just one night of bar trivia.
Ooh. One night of bar trivia is sacrosanct to us.
Trivia is sacrosanct. Chris Farley passed away 5 months before the film was released. Film critic Gene Siskel had a passionate dislike for Chris Farley, and his starring vehicle Black Sheep was one of only 3 films he walked out on in 30 years of reviewing movies.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
Black Sheep's good. What the fuck?
Shout out to Siskel.
Siskel and Ebert were prevented from reviewing this movie and Dirty Work out of respect for Farley's family and friends in the entertainment business who were grieving over his passing. They felt his review and comments about Farley would be negative, and they were not emotionally prepared to deal with this in the light of his untimely death. Ebert, on the other hand, liked Farley's work on SNL and felt that Farley had potential in movies, but had just not found the right film script worthy of his talent.
Matthew Perry and Chris Farley developed a good relationship while making the film. I bet they did. To the point where Perry was so upset by the news of Farley's death that he punched a hole through the wall of Jennifer Aniston's dressing room on the set of Friends. Yeah.
It's called cocaine. You know what I had in the dressing room? Cocaine.
This coked up monster just overreact.
The writers wanted Hugh Laurie to play Leslie, but the studios felt that he wasn't recognizable enough.
Only a star in the UK.
Oh, I mean, it would have been better.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot better.
So Turner executives wished for a more recognizable actor. It was then turned down by Hugh Grant and Bill Murray before Matthew Perry accepted the role.
Bill Murray turned it down for schedule reasons.
The ship that the group starts their voyage in is the same ship captained by Russell Crowe and Master Commander Far Side of the World. Were they ever on a ship?
Yes, that little shot with the desk on top.
There's no way that's the same boat as Master and Commander.
It's the backdrop. It's the backdrop. I'm telling you, I saw some behind-the-scenes footage of them shooting. Oh, by the way, Maze, could you clip in?
We now return to the Sunday afternoon movie, Masturbator and Commander.
Captain, the enemy ship has opened fire on us.
I'll be right out.
Sir, we've already lost 10 men.
Hang on.
Sir, don't you think we should return fire?
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you up there in like 5 minutes.
A scene featuring Edward's sweetheart, referenced and not seen, played by Parker Posey, was cut, as was the film's original ending. The reshot ending did not include Bokeem Woodbine, resulting in his character Jonah disappearing after the fight against the conquistadors.
Oh, did he die?
No, they just figured no one would notice the black guy being gone. This is from Tom Farley, Chris's older brother. Chris was excited to take this movie and branch out because he was trying to break out of what he called the, quote, fatty falls down, end quote, movies.
It's the only thing he does in this movie.
Exactly.
And I'm here for it. In most situations, but not this movie.
Tommy Boy was successful, and it was clear that Chris was going to start making movies on his own, but Paramount had a 2-picture deal with him, and the studio really rushed Black Sheep through right afterward. It had such an effect on him that he relapsed. The thing about Chris making movies was that was game time. He never had a problem staying sober then. In fact, it worked for his recovery better than anything. But give him 6 months off in between movies, and that's when he'd get into trouble. He was excited for Almost Heroes, which was originally called Edwards and Hunt, but they delayed the movie for a long time. Then Chris died. Then they finally released it, May of '98.
Yeah, it was delayed a full year due to the pending merger between Turner and Time Warner. One of the film's producers, Denise Denovi, reflected on the failure of the end product. Quote, "The script was brilliant. We even hired Christopher Guest to direct it. I've thought so many times about what went wrong. I always like to say I have the distinction of making the only unsuccessful Christopher Guest movie. You never know with movies. It's kind of like alchemy. The chemistry just didn't work. It had all the right actors. It had a great director, a great script, but I think the tone of the comedy was very odd. It almost read better than it played. It wanted to be a quirky, British Blackadder type of comedy.
What?
And here we had Chris Farley and Matthew Perry.
What?
It was just a weird combination.
Huh.
Well, yeah, if they're trying to cast Hugh Laurie.
A great director, they had great writing, and a great cast. Sounds like the producers sucked dick, though.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that's groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You firing me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Louis Pinnock Accent Award.
Usually the goal.
Eugene Levy is Guy Fontenot and Kevin Dunn is Hidalgo.
It's the Guy for me, guys.
It's the Guy.
It's giving Guy. Giving.
Be like the hippo.
Kevin Dunn's really good, though.
Kevin Dunn's really good. Guy's a little better.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Five Horsemen, 19th Century Wench, voiceover, maps, and shtick, because they're just doing their shtick.
Journal's position, green screen.
I think it's 19th century wench or voiceover.
I'm here for 19th century wench.
Yeah, we can do that.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fucking ass off. Ass on, fucking ass off.
Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. I could have thrown a lot of people in there, but I think it's firmly Matthew Perry as Leslie Edwards.
Oh, he's awful in this movie.
Other nominees are Shaq. And also...
You as Shaq?
No.
Okay.
Shakina, whatever her name is. And now I know why she didn't talk for 40 minutes. Oh, God. Also, I want to give a special Ass On nomination for the shipping container. Don't know if you guys saw that video they put out where Chris is supposed to be reminiscent fun times at the studio, and then he remembers one of those times where he didn't know how to read and everyone made fun of him. Tony and Jeremy are both kind of cringing, and then Juju turns around and says, wow, the back row's really bringing it. All across the board, Ass On for everybody. Salute to the shipping container. I love you guys.
No.
Are you trying to give Ass On to the shipping container for a video from however many weeks ago because the timeline got fucked up?
Yeah.
You know what? Sweep it.
Nominating them, but yeah, no, it's Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
It's Chandler Bing.
I can't believe how many shots at being a movie star they gave him. I guess Whole 9 Yards was a hit. That was the only one.
Was it?
Yeah, but is that a hit because of him or because of literally everybody else in the movie?
I'm not saying it's because of him. I'm not saying that at all. But he got a lot of leading man opportunities. He's not even the sidekick in these movies.
Fools Rush In is actually like a solid rom-com, but you like it because of Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, yeah.
And not because of him. He's terrible in it. He's unlikable. He's just not funny.
Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award. I didn't even have anybody, but
are you kidding me?
We can give it to Eugene Levy as Guy Fontenot.
Oh no, the Eagle.
No.
Nope.
Oh, I've got the Eagle.
No, easily Eugene Levy. Easily. The lone bright spot. Not even my guy Bokeem Woodbine brought it for me.
The Eagle
was
so good every time you saw it.
No. You want to give it to the puppeteer that was...
I want to give it to the Eagle.
Handling the Eagle.
I believed it was an Eagle.
That can be your golden dumpster if you want.
I believed it was an Eagle. No, I come.
You're good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
It fits you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden dumpster nominees. I had Bent Twig, the Bingo, Triple Elimination, Eagle Egg, Bit, Green Screen, River Rafting, and I guess Quadruple Elimination, Fly Like an Eagle.
I have them trying to look at Guy's wife the first time he says, I'll gut him like a pig, and they look back at each other. The men who are chanting New Orleans, then leaving. Eugene Levy doing the Matt Wilson lean forward and crazy glare at Chandler as he catches him staring at his woman. Bent Twig jumping on the bed. Tommy Boy, or whatever, punching the Eagle. Eugene Levy trying to say the word gauntlet. You there, fingering that stomach wound. Stand up and tell us about yourself.
My golden dumpster is Eugene Levy doing the Matt Wilson lean in. That locked it in for me right there. I knew there wasn't going to be a better moment.
So that's 2 golden dumpsters of the Matt Wilson lean in.
If you lean in like that, I will give you a golden dumpster. I love that. Such a great comedic beat.
Amin, what's your golden dumpster?
My golden dumpster is Eugene Levy trying to say the word gauntlet. I legitimately laughed pretty loudly at that. Oh, I missed another one. My answer's the same, but another nominee was when Farley catches the egg like Jeep.
I'm going triple elimination, Eagle Egg Bit.
Yeah.
They really beat it to death. Well, Zach, you almost picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Cobra File.
I knew what I was doing when this is just like I wish Mayes wouldn't have lied. Because I would have picked like I had some good options, man.
You don't put this on me, Ricky Bobby. You fucked this up.
I know where I'm going with this, so
what just happened to your mic?
Yeah, hold on. Zach, hold on.
Something changed.
On me.
I don't know. Zach.
Can you even hear us? What's happening?
No.
Just ridiculously bad movie.
Even Baxter is like...
I'm an honest podcaster, Maze.
Yeah,
what is happening?
He's just talking.
What the fuck just happened?
It's, you know what it's like in the movies when someone's talking for a long time and they just fade in and out. Because I'm an honest podcaster. And then it just
And now he's just muted. Are you gone? What happened, Zach?
He was just going. I thought he was done. He just kept going and going.
You guys hear me now?
Okay, there you are. What the fuck?
I don't know what happened there.
Like switched mics, and then I don't think you could hear us.
No, I couldn't hear you at all. No. I talked the whole time. I thought, is there a video playing on my computer? A computer speaker? Like, that's what I wondered, because I'm like, I hear something here, but the weird thing is I could still hear myself, but yeah, switched off.
All right, well,
I'll re-record it. Basically, Mayes, you're a fucking fraud for saying you like bringing down the house. And so I'm glad that Amin is bringing us back, because I feel like I know what his next pick is. This is a phobe because I'm an honest podcaster and I'm not Mayes, who does spite phobes and spite files and all this bullshit.
What was that voice?
That's my Mayes.
So you made a spite pick, you dumbass.
Amin, phobe or file?
I phobed this hours ago in this recording. I understand punishing people, but I don't understand punishing people with something that also punish yourself. Like, at least pick one that you would actually like. It took me a while to figure out that, oh, yeah. I think it's when I said the note, why did you pick this movie? And that's when it clicked in my head, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. He did it to be a terrorist. Mm-hmm. He strapped on the suicide vest and he blew himself up and everybody else. This movie's awful. And I'll be honest, as much as I don't like Chris Farley, I don't think it's his fault that it was awful. I think it's just an awful movie. Badly written, badly directed, badly acted by the two main stars of the movie, and badly produced, I now know. It's a very strong and virulent phobe for me. Shout out to Ian Carmel.
I am a virulent and powerful racist.
Mayes?
Well, okay, so this is apparently a targeted attack at me.
Yeah.
This was easily the most boring movie we've done in a long, long time.
Super boring.
Super boring.
It wasn't even a fun phobe. There wasn't anything unexpected that, I don't know, was interesting.
Right.
I didn't laugh.
Right. Same.
But it was short. It was quick. This was a quick episode. That's great. Thanks, Zach.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Phobe.
You want a deeper level to this terrorism that I've done, Amin?
What's that?
Mayes has to listen to this a lot.
Oh, as he edits it?
It's just a one and done for us.
Maybe I just won't edit it.
Okay, don't edit it then.
Who knows?
Ruin it for the listeners too.
Yeah.
I don't know. We do pretty good at doing podcasts, so I don't think it's that. And especially he has what just happened at the end here to look forward to.
Sure,
yeah. That is actually going to be delightful. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what your audio sounds like.
Oh, it's going to look great. I don't know what happened.
The funniest thing is we're like, yo, Zach. We would stop talking and then you just fade back in and it would just continuous talking. Like what they do with Adnan.
Yeah.
Remember when Adnan used to call in and just fade him in and out? Like that's what it was. I was like, oh shit, he's still going.
Oh, that bullshit Adnan. Adnan's such a good teammate. Fuck off. Leave that in.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. You kidding me? He won't say my name or Maze's name? Fuck out of here. Amin and his crew. Welcome to Moss. Knock that fucking hat off your head. How about that?
I just remember the other day when Lewis said, is that Adnan walking back from Woodland? And he said, it is Adnan. I could tell by that fucking hat.
$! emoji.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
The daisy chain has linked its way all the way back to you again. What's the pick gonna be?
All right. So, one of the fun things about this is going through the cast and opening up and then just going through the Rotten Tomatoes and trying to find the thing that speaks to me. So the first person I started with was obviously Matthew Perry, right? He's got 3 to Tango and Fools Rush In and The Whole 10 Yards, which is the sequel to The Whole 9 Yards. I like Salma Hayek. Maybe I'll go with Fools Rush In, but let me just see just before I make a decision what else I've got out there. So then I took a look at Eugene Levy, right? The reason why we got here, I have an opportunity to go back-to-back Eugene Levy. But then, surprisingly, Eugene Levy doesn't have a whole lot of bad movies.
Just all the American Pie bullshit.
Just the American Pie, the really bad American Pie bullshit.
He is in Down to Earth and The Ladies' Man.
Yeah, I didn't want to do Ladies' Man. I didn't want to do Down to Earth. I don't know why. I just didn't feel like it. So then I said Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn had The Sixth Man. This is a movie we talked about a lot in the past. So, okay, well, that's a front runner. He also had Transformers several other Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, because he plays Shia LaBeouf's dad, I think. Oh, and he's got Keeping Up with the Joneses, which I saw not too long ago and thought to myself, not bad. I actually like this movie, and it has Gal Gadot in it. We all love hating on Gal Gadot, right? So now I'm like, okay, I think I've got a strong enough group right here. But then I remembered Lisa B. Cuban B. You know, on Rotten Tomatoes, when you pull up their profile, the first thing it tells you is their highest rated and the lowest rated movie. And the highest rated movie she has is 11%. And I said, whoa.
That can't be possible.
I mean, she's only got 10 movies or something.
She's in Bridget Jones' Diary.
I looked at it and I was like, well, how can I say no to this? Highlander Endgame.
What's the end game, I mean?
Yeah.
There can be only one.
And so I was set that we got to do this. It's 11%.
Christopher Lambert.
38% audience score.
Donnie Yen.
The consensus is the fourth and supposedly last Highlander movie is a confusing mess, complete with bad acting and dialogue. We're doing this. We're doing this. Done deal, guys. And then I don't know what made, I think it was when I was watching the movie, I saw Christopher Guest directed this.
Yep.
This has to be the worst movie he's ever done.
Yep.
So I clicked on Christopher Guest, and yes, this is the worst movie he's ever done. And no, he doesn't have a whole lot of Cinephobe eligible movies, but he does have one.
100% knew this was going to. Yep, I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
We're going with the 2009 movie.
It's a risk, man.
I love it. I don't care. I need it. I have to cleanse what just happened the last 2 episodes. The Invention of Lying,
knew it.
Starring Ricky Gervais. And amazingly, this movie qualifies not for the critics, who's apparently were only 55% on it. Fuck you guys. But for the stupid ass audience.
Yes.
39%. I submit to you guys, Zach, when you do your research, you can come back next week and let us know. Most of them, right-wing Christian nutzos who didn't like the theology part of this movie.
Tune in to find out.